9. At 3406.
Oh, thank you. Pardon me, is that a long walk?
Sure, I'll take it.
Oh, thank you.
Nan, will you bring this to Mr. Nye?
Will now?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Come in, please. A grown man, 35 years old, with a liberal education, author of one worst-selling book, has been trying for 5 hours to write a simple sentence equating hole-proof socks with sexual prowess. Does that make sense to you, Miss Bixby?
I'm Miss Grubner, and here's a telegram for you, Mr. Nye.
Thank you, Miss Grubner.
Gee, congratulations. Let's lose the bumbershoot. See how much grabbier that is with just the sky background.
Yeah, it's good.
Get a lower angle. Sell those eternal legs. And try for that wig-shaking blue jewel strap last year in Nassau.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, the blue is
That's great.
Christina's office. Who? One moment.
This is your doctor.
Hello? Are you positive? I mean, this time there can be no mistake? You're very positive? Oh, thank you.
Wait till she hears.
Oh, Chris,
I knew you'd do it. You're my girl. I think she's the greatest. I knew all the time. Wait a minute.
Extension 3406, please.
No, I'll wait.
No, I'll hang on.
Will you keep trying, please? Yeah, just keep trying. Freddie, do me a favor, will you? Oh, no, that's not. Listen, when Christina gets on the phone, don't tell her a thing. Don't tell her a thing. Just tell her to wait right there. You got that? Just tell her to wait right there, right? Yeah, I saw that. Oh, no.
Your call. When he comes on, tell him to wait right there in his office. Go gently.
Chris, come on.
Careful.
No, just one. 56 in Park.
With a coat like that anywhere.
Lexington, what?
49.
Go, man, vapor trail.
In this traffic?
Faster.
I'm doing the best I can, lady.
Will!
Chris,
I'm pregnant!
I won the Pulitzer Prize.
that was my wife.
I'm glad.
She's pregnant.
For that, they give Pulitzer Prizes?
Another prize winner would be holding court in some posh pub, lapping up insincere congratulations from the literary world. But where does your dreary darling celebrate? In the kitchen, basting a bird. And author, a toast awaits you.
My dreary darling doesn't drink wine.
Is that to fill his fountain pen?
Madam.
That's the fuzziest vacuum cleaner I've ever seen.
Madam Backus drinks anything with alcohol in it. Will can't even leave his aftershave lotion open. You sot.
Well, I paid the oil rice. Sure you want to stay for dinner?
I'll stay long enough to toast your prize.
And my son.
Oh, people have sons every day. 3 of my husbands did. One of them was me.
How is Curtis?
Who's Curtis?
Your son.
How quickly people forget. I got a drop-dead card from him on Mother's Day. I tell strangers he has a marvelous sense of humor. What do you mean?
My boss is very much opposed to our baby.
Well, if it means quitting your job, I am. If Chinese peasants can work in the fields, give birth to a baby, and go on planting rice, why can't you?
Ignore her, darling. She dramatizes more than Arthur Miller.
Here, here. To our son.
To our son and my husband's pride.
I say long corns and short shoes to the enemies of merry old England.
Eat a piece. You've had enough.
I'm having dinner with Ray Pitney and then on to the new Ferris musical.
Oh, I hear it. Oh.
Well, I need to sleep.
I'm sorry you can't stay.
No, you're not.
All right. Thanks for the sweatshirt.
If I'd had time, I would have done it in sequence. Good night, Trader.
Goodbye, ex-boss.
I didn't turn the world's highest paid model into the world's lowest paid associate editor for nothing. You'll be back in my slave quarters in 2 months. Now celebrate.
Now you know why they named hurricanes after women.
Hurricane D is right. I can't let you.
You don't have to fight you, too.
The minute she blew in here, I knew I couldn't let you do it.
I'm doing it for you.
I've changed my mind. Go back to the old job and write books on the side.
You think I quit because you want to get away?
Mm-hmm. I can't be that selfish. You gave up modeling to spend more time at home, and now to ask you to give up everything because of an adolescent dream I once had.
Well, I have a bulletin for you, Mr. Prize winner and future father. I'm not going to do it for you and not for me. I want to leave for the sake of our baby. Look what zip code 10019 is doing to her. No, sir. Our baby is going to have the same kind of childhood I had. Fresh country air, wide open spaces.
Same air and spaces that made such a tall and bony creature out of you.
I may be tall and bony, but you fell for my tall bones on a lot of magazine covers before you sneaked into my life.
Me?
Without that country childhood, I'd never have stored up the strength to withstand all those other men.
Never mind.
Besides, I'm going to start getting fat now, and I want to be in New York when I'm fat.
You'll never get fat.
You have to get fat to have a healthy baby.
I love fat girls.
Why'd you marry me?
When you're in love, the whole world is fat.
Oh, no more thanks. But put the rest in the bag for my dog.
Oh. You heard the lady, Carlos? Her dog. Yes, Mr. Pitney. Wine for your dog?
Madam Bacchus, a little Scotch and soda terrier.
I once heard of a horse that drinks chicken soup. We tried to buy him for a television commercial, but he wouldn't drink our client's brand.
Oh,
Where do you get dogs that drink wine?
it was a gift from Christina,
The Christina, the model?
ex-model, ex-editor. Where you been, Ray?
No, she stopped modeling.
Stopped everything when she found herself a child. Married.
Oh.
She married the man I suggested you hire as a copywriter 4 years ago.
Did I?
Somebody at Pitney McCabe's all now.
Good, good. How's he doing?
Not bad. He won the Pulitzer Prize.
For copywriting?
For nonfiction. William I. Nye. He wrote an intimate biography of a country editor.
And he works for me.
He worked for you. He quit.
Nobody quits Pitney, McCabe, and Dar. Unless he's fired.
William Nye did.
He can't. A Pulitzer Prize winner in my shop. Think what that does for our image. I'll give him a raise.
You're 6 weeks too late. He's gone.
He can't. I want him back in my shop.
No more than I want her back in mine.
Where'd they go?
That's just it. Nobody knows. They've vanished.
That face is too famous to vanish.
That's our only hope.
you deep, dark, mighty blue, fill your spittle to the sky and cleanse the air with sprays of salt.
And now I beg you, love, to halt.
Did Longfellow ask for help when Emily Dickinson? I was just getting wound up.
Better get dressed up. Back to the motel. You have just 1 hour to meet Mr. What's-his-name.
And you're coming with me, and I'm going to carry my family across the threshold of our new home.
The key to your property, Mr. and Mrs. Nye.
Thank you.
Shall we go in? Anything wrong?
No, this sudden realization of a dream I've had since I was to be a country editor.
We don't consider this to be country, exactly. Lucas Valley is a small town, but quite urban. Modern.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant a weekly newspaper, you know, where I'd be my own boss. Oh, well.
Can I help?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I'll get it.
Oh, no, let me, please.
I took the liberty of having the phone service restored this morning.
Lucas Valley Voice, editor-publisher Will Nye speaking. Oh, it's for you.
Eckert. I'll have him wait. I'm sorry that I have to leave you folks. Any questions before I do?
Why is everything so dusty?
Well, the place has been locked for a while.
How long?
Oh, a while. If there's anything I can help you with, hesitate. I mean, don't hesitate to call me.
Honey, do you think we've made a monumental mistake?
Nonsense. Let's get to work. I'll start dusting, and you put out the first issue of your newspaper.
Just like that. Put out the first issue of your newspaper. Just like that. Put out the first issue of your newspaper. A strong spider. Let's go back into the car and we go with it all the way to New York.
We will not.
Now listen, Christine.
You spent 3 years doing research on your book, and you were afraid to write it. Then you spent 2 years writing it, and you were afraid to send it to a publisher. If I hadn't taken it to Boston, you wouldn't have a Pulitzer Prize today, and now...
Argue with me, Christina. My mind is made up.
Good.
And when we finish this, we can start on the upstairs.
I'll do it, honey. You start writing the news.
What news? Now, it's going to take us a week to get this place livable.
Oh, with a little help, we can do it in a day.
Well, then let's get some help. Excuse me, madam.
See?
How'd you like to make $5? What'd I say?
You don't tell me.
I just saw you.
In that case, I'd better make a trip to town.
got a man here, lady?
Yes, my husband.
Your husband is the man who offered my cousin Estelita $5?
He meant to help us clean the office.
So!
Well, it was just a misunderstanding. And you just better get out of here because my husband is very strong and very big. Darling, are you all right? Are you hurt?
This is your husband?
You get out of here or I'll call the police.
No police, lady. We will settle this man to man.
What's he talking about?
My cousin Estelita, you offer her my job.
What job?
It's okay if you don't want me. You don't got to keep me. But you can tell me at my face, not in front of my back.
What job?
We are a very proud people, we Escobars. And I am proud to be the most proud. I don't need you, but you need me. You will see, senor. You will come crawling on your hands and knees to me and beg with me to come back.
Who are you?
Everybody knows who I am. But who knows who you are?
I'm Will Nye, and this is my wife, Christina.
Senora, you are the new owners?
See,
Speak English. I am Hector Escobar. I come with the paper. I set the type, repair the press, do all the printing, deliver the papers, and write the Spanish language column.
Well, am I glad to see you.
You are begging with me to stay?
Fervently.
I thought you said we offered your cousin your job.
I also do the cleaning.
Well, you haven't been very conscientious.
Senor, this place has been locked up for 16 months. But don't worry. I have many cousins. I will bring them and we'll ship shop before the night falls down.
Hey, wait a minute. What's that iron bar for?
It's the only way to start that broken down old printing press. And it's the only way to turn on the lights, too. Here.
Oh, my baby.
Well,
Well, that Hector's a genius. Even that battered old mill works like you.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. I never really appreciate it.
This is ridiculous. I don't blame McFadden. I'd take my account elsewhere, too. You call this copy? This Chrysler wouldn't sell bread to a starving baker. Get me Mrs. Foster a chick. Cheek!
don't scream at me, Ray Pitney. I need Chris back here as much as you need Will. Well, find them. Hire a detective. I don't know. A face that famous can't vanish. And as for you, you call these layouts? And these models, I've seen better faces on iodine bottles.
To the first edition of the Lucas Valley Voice, edited and published by William I. Nye.
To our Father in heaven, may he help this printing press to run. Excuse me. Excuse me.
congratulate you on the first issue of the paper.
Thank you.
But why the green ink?
I enjoy the allegory. Green for a growing thing. Dye, the only color we had left.
Oh. Yes, it's a lively-looking little journal. Most promising.
Thank you. Promises are like crying babies in the theater. They ought to be carried out.
Amusing. Do you honestly intend to carry out the promises you've made in this editorial?
That's why I made it, Mr. Eckert.
You're going to be one of those crusading editors.
I believe my newspaper should serve the community.
You deem it a service to print that Lucas Valley should clean up its slum area?
Don't you?
This is one of the cleanest towns in America. What slum area?
How long has it been since you've been in Spanish Town, Mr. Eckert?
Those people. They want to live like that.
Oh, really? Well, now that's news. May I quote you on that, sir?
I'm sorry I lost my temper.
I'm sorry I broke your pen.
Here.
Thanks. Here.
Thanks. Now, before you continue your crusade to seek state funds for a housing authority, I think you and I should review a few facts. First, there's the matter of the mortgage on your newspaper.
Which you hold.
Then there's the matter of advertising, which you depend on for revenue to make payments on that mortgage. I would assume.
You would assume correctly.
Mr. Nye, the former owners of The Voice went bankrupt because they were unable to obtain sufficient advertising. Do I make myself clear?
As a bell, and you're bending that pen.
As the leading property owner in Lucas Valley, I can tell you we don't need an outsider finding fault with our town. You just print the minutes of the Booster Club meeting, social note, who got drunk on Saturday night. That way we'll get along famously.
You're right. I agree with you. Good. Now I'll tell you where we're both wrong. Lucas Valley is a modern town. Modern life is changing life. A newspaper's job is not only to report that change, but to help point the way towards civic betterment. Now, if I could sell hole-proof socks and drip-dry underwear with my writing, I can sell a better way of life, and I intend to do just that.
And cancel all my advertising. Your first mortgage payment is due the 10th of June.
Sure is a good little paper. And I like the way it's fighting for that housing project money. It's about time we got our share here in Lucas Valley.
Jim Eckert don't think so.
It ain't the first time I disagreed with old Eckert.
Why'd you cancel your ad, Mr. Grodsky?
Oh, Mr. Nye, you know I'm just one of Mr. Eckert's tenants. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the shave, Scotty. Scotty, how about you? Can I run your ad this week?
Well, no. See, I close shop the next 2 weeks. Take off fishing.
Well, don't you think you ought to advertise that fact?
Waste of money. Well, everybody in town knows I fish this time of year.
Sure. Okay. So long, boys.
Eckert against him, the poor guy hasn't had a chance. I feel sorry for him.
Every time I see his wife, then go home and look at mine, I feel sorry for me.
Here you are, Mr. Eckert. The monthly payment.
Congratulations. How much longer can this continue, Mrs. Nye?
What?
This little struggle between your husband and me. With my real estate holdings, I control this town. Doesn't he realize that by now? He can't win. And frankly, I'd hate to see an attractive couple like you lose everything you have, my dear.
Well, what we have, Mr. Eckert, we can never lose.
Hector!
think with all that racket going on? I'm trying to write a news story.
Well, you better make a lot of carbon copies, boss, because this girl just don't seem to work at all.
Well, stop beating it. Try a little love. You don't. Katrina, what? Katrina! Honey? Honey?
Go away!
Well, why, honey? What did I say? Christina, honey, look at me. What have I done to upset you?
You said I'm getting fat.
I didn't, honey. You said the paper was getting thinner, and I said you weren't. Well, for crying out loud, you're supposed to get fat. You said yourself you wanted to get fat. You said you're supposed to get fat.
I know, but I'm getting fat at the wrong time.
It's the right time, honey. You're going to have a baby.
It's the wrong time to have a baby. When we need the money so badly, if I weren't fat, I could go to San Francisco or Los Angeles and model again and keep the paper running.
Honey, the paper is running. Hear it?
And we don't have a quarter and no ass and Eckert fighting you in the mortgage and the baby.
Baby. Now, don't worry. Don't worry your head. Everything's going to be just fine. Just don't worry your head. Reduce the race to half.
Well, maybe I could take a small ad, but not this week. Morning, Mr. Eckert.
Morning. Hello, Nye.
Oh?
Will I see your pretty wife on the 10th?
No, you'll see me, even if I have to sell the old station wagon.
Nice fellow, Will Nye.
Too bad he won't be here much longer.
But you can't sell the wagon, honey. It's all we have left.
If you just held out another 2 or 3 months, we could make it. My editorials are beginning to shake them up in Sacramento. You saw that note from Senator Malone.
But if we sell the car this month, what'll we do next month? Will?
Yeah. You all right, honey? Now, what can I do for you?
Boss, these are more of my cousins. They want to help.
Well, I need all the help I can get. What did you have in mind?
They all chipped in. Here, the money to pay the mortgage this month.
We can't let you do that.
Senor, it's the Taurus. You need help. Jim Eckert, he will not give you help because he makes too much money from us from his houses. But you fight for us. You must keep fighting for us.
She is one smart set lady.
Well, we're deeply moved. We can't take your money, but your show of concern is all we need to help us keep on fighting. We thank you.
Mr. Nye, it is agreed. They are now customers. You will take the money for advertising. A full pay. For one time only.
What do they have to advertise?
Support your local newspaper.
The higher edition.
detective, didn't you?
Lucas Valley, California. I never even heard of it.
I never heard of California till I was 30. How should I know where it is? Are you going to call them or shall I?
Call them? I'm going to call on them. What a hangover she has. Remind me never to take this drunkard on another champagne flight.
How long you be on the coast, Steve?
Just long enough to talk you into giving up this ridiculous life and coming back to civilization.
You may be here for years, Try.
I need you, Chris. And Pitney needs Will back on his team.
Pitney didn't know I existed for 4 years. Now you can tell him I'm doing fine on my own team.
Where he's captain.
How can you possibly find happiness in this wilderness?
You don't find happiness, do you? Make happiness.
Oh, please. You've been taking Edgar Guest pills. Your world is New York, Paris, not Loco Valley.
Lucas Valley.
Lucas Schmucus, the whole town reeks for fresh air.
Well, guess who that was? Brodsky, the butcher.
He's putting his ad back.
No. Wants to announce the engagement of his daughter, Vilene, to Emmett Schlinger, the eminent wholesale meat salesman from Fresno.
Yeah, does this kiddie social world go on constantly?
It's items like that that sell newspapers, Dave.
Just how many do you sell anyway?
Well, we only been here 7 months.
That answers my question. And this pad tells me the rest. Plastic fruit. Who are you kidding, kiddies? You need this like Dean Rusk needs a hairdress. The whole town knows you're thinking. The cab driver told me all about it. Write these rubes, write copy by day, and write another book at night. Something of value. Not whose butcher girl marries what suet salesman. And you, Chris, travel again. See fashion shows. Influence the modern woman. Give every dowdy dame something to envy and emulate. Think of that yummy, yummy money.
That offer hold another 3 or 4 months, Jeannie?
Why do you want to wait that long?
Well, the baby will be here in a few weeks.
Will, you're not taking these seriously.
You got a valid point.
You bet your mortgage I do, Daddy. And you don't have to wait. You can be in New York tomorrow getting $150 an hour.
See, you're mad.
Mad as a fox. I've got the best idea I've ever had, and you're the only girl to do it. Look at me. That's just where I got the idea. It's time we glamorize the expectant mother. Did a whole issue on maternity clothes.
Oh.
Adrienne, Rudy Margaret, every leading designer has one maternity gown. We'll put them in an issue and make it an annual.
Hurricane D strikes again.
Honey, you can't be serious.
Be practical, honey. Last month you were in tears because you couldn't work.
And now that I can, you want to quit, give up, lose everything.
We've already lost everything, Chris. We've got to think of ourselves. The future, the baby.
You walk out now, Will Nye. There won't be a future.
Oh, now, kids.
You shut up, Steve Foster.
Nervous and excited.
Yes, and bitterly disappointed. You can leave if you want to, but I'm staying right here, and I'm going to put out this newspaper and teach my baby not to quit.
You run my paper? Why, you and those flossy fashion adjectives, you couldn't write one simple declarative sentence that any man with a stiff wrist could understand. You couldn't run my paper. That's...
What happened to the light? Ooh. Christina! Oh, my.
Hold it. Darling. Simply darling. One more, Christina, darling. Darling, darling, get the next outfit ready. What? All right, darling.
Is this one okay?
Fresh off the jet from Rome, Contessa Barbone. How we doing, Jules?
Just darling.
Marvelous!
Darling, put on your wedding ring.
moment, please. Hey, boss, it's Sacramento calling.
Thank you, Mr. Grotsky.
Thanks, Will.
Hello?
State Senator Gus Malone, Mr. Nye. My housing committee and I will be in Lucas Valley tomorrow for a first-hand look at the things you've been writing about. Can you meet us in Spanish Town?
Oh, yes, sir. I sure can. I'll meet you at noon. Yes, sir, and thank you, Senator. Hector, looks like we're going to get a little action.
Good for us, boss. You think Senora Cristina will come home in time?
I'm afraid she is home.
Go away, madam. It's only ginger ale. All right, Chris? I'll make it.
Just two more shots, darling. Stand up, please, darling. And take that darling attitude.
Chris!
Oh, Chrissy, darling!
Darling.
Lucas Valley voice.
You'd better get here right away, my dear sir.
Oh, Dee?
You're about to become a father, Dad.
Already?
Well, maybe she was working too hard or the doctor's calendar was too slow. Whatever the reason, get here.
Yeah, here's enough to put out the next couple of editions. And there's for my flight. Now, don't forget, Hector. Don't forget to pick up the truck at the airport. Don't forget to tell Senator Malone what happened. I'll call you from New York in a couple of days, all right? Do the best you can.
Do they give Pulitzer Prizes for Spanish papers, too?
See your son?
And our daughters. I should have warned you. Triplets run in my family.
You know where your son was born?
The nurse told me. Driving to the hospital.
In a taxi on Lexington Avenue between 40 and 45 cents on the meter.
That's about all I'll have left after I pay the hospital bill. But don't worry your head. That's why we're good for each other. When you're down, I'm up. When I'm down, you're up. We keep each other going. Now we're both up. Let's stay there.
Feed 3 extra miles.
I've started another book.
Will you finish it?
I guess I'll have to.
Save the rest for your dog, Mrs. Foster?
Oh, no more collars. She's going to become a mother.
It's an epidemic.
She has triplets. I hope she gets back on her feet as fast as Chris has.
Now, isn't this better than the Lucas Valley Sugar Beet Festival?
Well, the babies are strong enough to travel. Are you?
Modern medicine. They've made having babies such a snap, I'm tempted to try it again myself.
Then you will marry me.
I got where I am by resisting temptation.
Don't resist. I want to get in on the epidemic.
At your age? You probably have a 38-year-old baby.
1, 2, 3, 4,
decided?
I have. And I'll accept your offer, Mr. Pitney. On my terms. Spell them. I'll lay out a campaign for McFadden Mills, and I'll write all the copy. But I'll do it in Lucas Valley. I'll print the ads in the Lucas Valley Voice at my rates, and you can pick them up from there.
Will, that's the perfect solution. Marvin.
Ridiculous. A $2 million ad campaign, and you're going to print it in a weekly newspaper in a little town that nobody ever heard of. Forget it, Mr. Nye. Pitney, McCabe, and Dobbs will get along without it. Carlos. Carlos, the check.
No, darling, this is on me.
No, it isn't. I need the deduction more than you do.
You really going back?
Can't quit now.
Well, if you want another $3,000, we'll do another maternity layout next year.
I'll be ready.
I thought you wanted to live in a small town.
Tire iron.
All together now.
Whoa!
Congratulations. You did it.
Not alone. Chris helped, you know.
Boss, not the triplets.
Huh?
This is Senator Malone.
A pleasure, Mr. Nye. Thanks to you, my committee is convinced of the need for new housing in Lucas Valley. Your editorials assure my bill of overwhelming victory when it goes to the floor next week.
How can I thank you, sir?
You already have by enlarging the population of the state. Every vote helps.
When they're old enough, I hope you'll be running for president so they can vote for you wherever we are.
Well, you'll be right here in Lucas Valley, Mrs. Nye. Printing, Mr. Nye, the official county advertising.
Mine too, Will.
Well, I'm speechless, huh? Grateful, but speechless.
3 cheers for Senator Malone!
Wait some. They should cheer too.
For the senator and Will Nye! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!